What is up, YouTube? It's Jay Coffee back with another NFL video. Now, guys, I always say that I do much more than hip hop news. I do sports, current events, and all that. I've been slacking on my NFL content. Been a little demotivated after my Buffalo Bills last second loss with that Hail Mary versus the Cardinals. I'm over it, but I don't know. It's been a lack of NFL videos since that time. I apologize, but listen, we got to get into this discussion about the Dolphins. I've been doing a lot of videos on this channel this current NFL season regarding Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tua time, the quarterback controversy, etc. Please comment. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Want to say what's up real quick to one of my subscribers, Juan Vega, who is a Dolphins fan. What's up, Juan? I've been telling him all season that the Dolphins are a lot better than what we thought they would be. You know, when they lose today 20-13 versus the Broncos and that 5-game winning streak is snapped. You know, they actually, with a W today, if they could have kept that win streak going, would have tied my Buffalo Bills record-wise at 7-3, for first place in the AFC East. We would have held the head-to-head victory over them, and we play them week 17. But still, that would have been huge for them. But they dropped to 6-4 with this loss. And for the record, guys, I've made quite a few videos about it. I was against the move to bench Fitz and put in Tua. It made no sense to me at that time. It made no sense to a lot of people, but I'd say to the masses, most people, Dolphins fans included, were psyched about Tua going in there, you know? Fitz, as I always say in all my videos, I got so much respect for this guy. He's a leader. He gives it his all. But he does play bipolar football is what I always call it. A lot of people say you're either going to see Fitz magic or Fitztragic. And, people who watch my videos may say, well, today, Coffee, Fitz came in and shit the bed. And we saw Fitztragic. We saw that side of things. You know, he could have took the game possibly to overtime, tied the game up. He marched down the field, but it didn't happen. He threw that tragic, just worst possible moment you could throw an interception, which is Fitz's, been known to do from time to time. He did it today. He did. Okay, but all in all, I still say keeping Fitz in was the right move. I mean, over his career, we've seen him bounce around. I've talked about that in videos as well. He's a journeyman, you know what I mean? He's a team guy, though, like his teammates love him. But as he's progressed in his career, I keep saying I feel like we've seen more and more good out of Fitz, and we've kind of seen less and less of those tragic moments, especially what he did last season with the Dolphins impressed me. You know, the team was bad. They had a horrible season, but Fitz's performance impressed me. So I still say that was a wrong move, benching him, even though we saw what we saw today. But listen, man, it was ugly. The Dolphins couldn't get any offense together. Tua leaves the game late in the game after being sacked 6 times. 6 times. And his stats on the day were 11 for 20 for 83 yards. He did throw a touchdown. And all in these games since the Fitz benching, Tua has not really impressed me. Some people have been impressed with him. I think his first game, I did a video about it. He had like 80 yards or something like that. Or was it his first or second game? Or I don't know. All in all, he hasn't impressed me. He hasn't been able to get that much going. The only good that he's really done, in my opinion, is not throwing an interception. But in the 4 games, his stats on the year, he started 4 times, and then he came in relief late in that Jets game the week before. He was moved ahead as the starter. He has 519 passing yards, 5 TDs, 0 interceptions, and a 60.7 passer rating. And in my opinion, man, the Dolphins like what they've been doing, and you'll see a tweet by one of these sports journalists popping up, kind of echoes my sentiments and feelings on what we're talking about here. Like, not really being able to get an offense going and relying on the defense and special teams, because that's pretty much what they've been doing. It doesn't last. You get exposed at some point, and that's what we saw today. Like I said, Fitz did ish the bed when it came down to it and throw that pick late in the game. But I mean, look at Tua, 11 for 20, 83 yards in a TD. Fitz comes in, and they open up the playbook, which is something we got to talk about. But he goes 12 for 18 and throws 117 yards. I know he shit the bed and threw the pick, but still it was strange. Fitz and Gailey, the Dolphins offensive coordinator, are old buddies. With Buffalo, where Fitz really proved he was capable of starting in the NFL. Gailey was the offensive coordinator and was able to kind of tailor that offense around Fitz, run like a spread, run and gun type deal. I loved it. What Gailey did with him. He was our coach and offensive coordinator, head coach, like double duties at that time. Then they linked up again later when Fitz was with the Jets. He had a lot of success with Fitz. They just missed the playoffs. And I mean, now we see them here again together in Miami. And it was weird. It was like a lot of fans and people on Twitter reacting said the same thing. Like, oh, Fitz comes in and Gailey really opens up the playbook. He's playing safe with Tua. He's afraid to really let Tua do anything. And, that's not a good sign when your offensive coordinator lacks confidence in your starting quarterback. We heard reports that the Dolphins locker room was split with this decision, that, a lot of teammates didn't really think Tua was ready. Some did. That's what I mean. It's a controversy, and it's bad for morale on the team. And we saw Fitz talk about how he was disappointed when he got benched. And, he really felt like this was his team for a first time in a while. Like, the team was his team, because he's been a journeyman. He's been a bounce around, but he really had that chemistry, and he gets benched. But he didn't even say anything negative, because that's just how Fitz is. He's a good dude like that. And even today, after the game, people want to know what's up. Is Fitz going to start now? What's going on? Fitz is like, this is Tua's team. He's going to continue to grow. I'm going to play my role, etc. But I just got a question, guys, for all those watching this video. If Fitz... And I know someone will say, well, Jay, Coffee Talk, who cares? Why do we talk about ifs? I'm going to bring it up anyways. If Fitz ties that game up and the Dolphins go on to win and they extend that win streak and elevate to 7-3, tied for first place, second place in the AFC East, is that Fitz's job again? I'm just curious, because a lot of people just got a lot of questions about this. It didn't seem to make sense when Fitz got benched. And then today, a lot of people are like, originally word was being reported that Tua got hurt on that 6th sack because, he had a foot injury going on all week long. It was being reported. And even leading into the season, I believe he had the same nagging foot injury. But then the coach is saying, no. We just felt like it was the right move. It wasn't an injury. We just felt like, that was the right move to make. That's not really making sense to people, because if you're going with Tua and he is your starting quarterback, when the game's on the line and you're in this situation, why do you bench him? It just seems like there's a lot of unsurety, if that's even a real word, what's going on here with the Dolphins. I don't know. But I made this prediction earlier in the season when this move went down. This ain't the last we seen of Fitz. Mark my words, I believe Tua will be benched again and Fitz will come back to starting. And then that hurts Fitz, because like we saw here, he lost some of that momentum that he had going out there and playing on game days. That's a lot of pressure when you were the starter. Now you've been benched a few weeks. You know what I mean? Now you come out, games on the line. It's a lot of pressure playing in an NFL game. I've talked to a lot of pros who did it. And myself, I've talked to them, and we can only imagine what it's like for a quarterback. They really hold a lot of the pressure, you know what I mean, at all times. And Fitz has been on the bench, and now he gets thrown back into the fire. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. But, like Tua's been struggling. In the NFL, everyone watches film all the time. And if people are having success or people are struggling, they're trying to find ways to stall out successful offenses and defenses to jam them up. And vice versa, if people are struggling, teams are studying and working hard on ways to exploit those struggles even more. And Tua isn't going to last. I really don't think so. But getting back to just talking about the game, man, it was all Denver. It wasn't, it was a close game we see on the scoreboard. But Miami didn't stand a chance. As I stated, Denver was just bullying the quarterback, causing pressure on him all game. 6 sacks. Like I said, they might have actually had more than that. I believe that was just 6 when Tua went down. How about the rushing attack? Altogether, the Broncos put up 189 yards on the ground. Melvin Gordon shined with 2 TDs. Drew Lock put up some numbers, but he couldn't get in the end zone. 270 passing yards, no touchdowns. I believe he did throw a pick. But this game was all Denver, And with Miami, their record being good, having a shot at the playoffs, this is a tough loss for them too, because you got to figure when they're bouncing around on the bubble in those wild card stats, which it's crazy now. We know there's going to be another wild card team this season. This is the first year we're going to see 7 teams make the playoffs per conference. That's a big deal, because at 6, that's tough to get in. I liked that setup, that format, for the record. In my opinion, I liked the 6-team format. I liked that it was hard to make the playoffs, but we're going to see 7 teams go now. But my point is, when those teams are fighting for that wild card spot late in the season, we know tiebreakers come into effect a lot. And Denver's a team that could be fighting with the Dolphins in contention for a wild card spot. Now they own the head-to-head. They own a tiebreaker over the Dolphins. And then, interconference record comes into play for the wild card spots and everything. I don't know. That's a tough loss for Miami. That's really all my thoughts on the game. What's going to happen? Where are the Dolphins going to go moving from here? They've been on fire, but all of a sudden their back's up against the wall. It's all about momentum in the NFL, as I always say. And now they're in the hot seat. They look kind of silly with the whole quarterback situation. They just lost. People forgot about those wins because now people are talking about, hey, our offense has kind of been non-existent. I mean, like I said, dude, in 4 starts, 519 passing yards by Tua. That's kind of pathetic in the NFL. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not trying to just shit all over the dude, but that's bad, man. That's bad. So comment, guys, all the NFL fans out there. Let me know your thoughts, what you think's going to happen, your thoughts on the quarterback situation, the Dolphins. Let me know your thoughts on it all. As always, if you're new to the channel, it's all about hearing what the people got to say on this platform. I'm very interactive in that comment section, so let's talk. Also, if you're new, take a moment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Lots more NFL content coming. As I said, I was slacking on it for a minute. I had the NFL blues with my Bills a little bit, with that loss. But I'm over it, like I said. But we talk a lot of different topics on this channel, as I stated. And everything you might see might not be for you, but there's an easy solution to that. You subscribe, because I need those numbers. They help me grow this channel. I love making these videos. And, a couple clicks of a couple buttons, I don't think is much to ask. So you subscribe. And like I said, if not all the videos are for you, when you hit the notification bell, instead of going to all, just go to personalize and you'll get notified of the videos, that the algorithm gods deem, suitable for you. So I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward to talking with all you guys in them comments, and I'm gone.